Me like a body, yeah. Pressing up on you like a Roma, eh. Girl, you giving me the fever, watch me shiver, eh. Girl, your body so tempting for me.
And it sounds like a dry vocal that's a little too loud with no reverb and no additive EQ. And that's what it is. So here's what we have so far going. We have our decapitator on E. We saw that from a couple times ago. We have a little reductive EQ, some resonances, but not soothe. They're not moving around, and moving around is good. We did some of our musical serial compression here. We did a light amount of Pro C2, just a little tightening up here. And we got cognizant again of just when we're dealing with slate, not to throw things on without checking the gain structure so that we're not unintentionally clipping things. And so now here's what's left. Additive EQ and reverb. Which one would you do first? It's tricky, right? Now everyone's thinking. I can hear people thinking. You could go either way. That's a very safe answer, Tristan. Anatoly says reverb first. Anybody else? I think reverb, you could go either way, but it's kind of hard to like listen to a vocal and fine tune it when it's dry because it's just too weird. You know, it's just too strange. So you could totally go either way. But increasingly, I'm doing the reverb before the additive EQ just because I want to make the final balances, tonal stuff with the reverb. If it needed a ton of additive EQ because it was a messed up recording, I could see you getting it into a good place first. But I think reverb, all of a sudden, once you add the reverb, you can kind of relax and then you can push some of these frequencies. So let's try that workflow. And I think it's actually a nice way to do it. So let's go here and let's go to add a track and we will add an effect. And let's use Valhalla. Let's go to the plate. I agree. I agree with Anatoly 100%. All right. So here's our plate, and let's just name this vocal plate. And let's go to our lead. And when we're sending to it to go reverb shopping, what is the send level that people like? It's usually -15 or -10. -40 for a vocal? Really? When you're shopping, don't you have to exaggerate it a little bit and then back it off? Paul says -10. -12. I like that too. Wrong button. Okay, that's fine. -10. I know what you meant. Let's do -10. Vocal play. All right, so we'll turn this on. This is going to be post fader. Let's type in -10 and go shopping here. For this track, if you open up in Cubase, we have this sort of channel strip window that has all your channel strip stuff. You could see it bigger. And here you want linked panners on, so that if you here on your sends, you want your panning linked to your send panning. Why? Because if you have a tambourine that's panned hard left and you're sending it to a plate, a stereo plate or a stereo room, you want it to show up on the left side of the room in terms of realism, not come down the center. Do people know what I'm talking about? That your panning and your send panning are linked. So they're not independent. Does this make sense? Do you know what I'm saying? No? Not needed for centered tracks, but needed for panned tracks. Right now we have a centered track, but this is where it happens in Cubase. And so what happens is if I pan this, see if I here's my panning for my stereo mix. And this is my send panning. See how they're linked? That's what you want. Has anyone ever checked on their DAW that they're linked? You can link them and unlink them in Cubase, but you want to know that they're linked. Otherwise, you get for some very blurry reverb stereo imagery. Okay, good. All right, so there you go. They're linked. Okay. If we go to the vocal plate here, I want to go shopping, but I don't want to go shopping through the entire supermarket just to cook dinner tonight. Where do you want to shop? Small, medium, large, or huge? Medium. I think so too. Small might be too tight. Let's start with medium. Here we go.
Cause me like a body, eh? Pressing up on you like a Roma, eh? Girl, you giving me the fever, watch me shiver, eh? Girl, your body so tempting for me, eh? Me like a body, eh? Pressing up on you like a Roma, eh? Girl, you giving me the fever, watch me shiver, eh? Girl, your body so tempting for me. Cause me like a body, eh? Pressing up on you like a Roma, eh? Girl, you giving me the fever, watch me shiver, eh? Girl, your body so tempting for me, eh? Me like a body, eh? Pressing up on you like a Roma, eh? Girl, you giving me the fever, watch me shiver, eh? Girl, your body so tempting for me. Cause me like a body, eh? Pressing up on you like a Roma, eh? Girl, you giving me the fever, watch me shiver, eh? Girl, your body so tempting for me, eh? Me like a body, eh? Pressing up on you like a Roma, eh? Girl, you giving me the fever, watch me shiver, eh? Girl, your body so tempting for me. Cause me like a body, eh? Pressing up on you like a Roma, eh? Girl, you giving me the fever, watch me shiver, eh? Girl, your body so tempting for me, eh? Me like a body, eh? Pressing up on you like a Roma, eh? Girl, you giving me the fever, watch me shiver, eh? Girl, your body so tempting for me. Cause me like a body, eh? Pressing up on you like a Roma, eh? Girl, you giving me the fever, watch me shiver, eh? Girl, your body so tempting for me, eh? Me like a body, eh? Pressing up on you like a Roma, eh? Girl, you giving me the fever, watch me shiver, eh? Girl, your body so tempting for me. Cause me like a body, eh? Pressing up on you like a...
I think medium was totally right. As soon as we went to small, it felt like I was in a recording studio or something. I liked lithium vocal space. I like lithium. I guess I like lithium vocal space. And then I liked reso vocal. Let's go back and forth between them. So here's vocal space. And don't forget your copy A to B thing. So, I know exactly. All right. So if I want to go between two reverbs, I go copy A to B. So now, vocal space is on B. And then if I switch this to A, here's my other lithium, reso vocal. Now look, if I go between these, boom, I can go between two that are not next to each other. This is engineering style. Are people doing this? Be honest. Are you using this little thing? Okay, good. I love you guys. Okay, let's have a shootout between these two non-contiguous reverbs.
Like a Roma, eh? Girl, you giving me the fever, watch me shiver, eh? Girl, your body so tempting for me, eh? Me like a body, eh? Pressing up on you like a Roma, eh? Girl, you giving me the fever, watch me shiver, eh? Girl, your body so tempting for me. Cause me like a body, eh? Pressing up on you like a Roma, eh? Girl, you giving me the fever, watch me shiver, eh? Girl, your body so tempting for me, eh? Me like a body, eh?
I'm kind of feeling the live show dance hall feeling a little bit. So I'm a little reso vocal. All right, good. Now we're getting close. What's the first thing that you would do what would you do after you chose your reverb? What would you do if you were you? Would you do decay first or pre-delay first? I guess you could do either one. I kind of want to tune up the pre-delay to the BPM thing, I think. I'm into that. So let's go over here. This is 91 beats per minute. Let's go to this very ugly 90s early internet chart. So here's 91. What do you like? You want to try 330 or 165? Okay. So it's very short right now. It's 31 milliseconds would be kind of like, and now again, just more comparative stuff. If I copy this to B and I put in 165, I can go between these two things and just see how we changed it. Boom. I want you doing this if you can do this in your DAW.
Pressing up on you like a Roma, eh? Girl, you giving me the fever, watch me shiver, eh? Girl, your body so tempting for me. Cause me like a body, eh? Pressing up on you like a Roma, eh? Girl, you giving me the fever, watch me shiver, eh? Girl, your body so tempting for me, eh? Me like a body, eh? Pressing up on you like a Roma, eh? Girl, you giving me the fever, watch me shiver, eh? Girl, your body so tempting for me. Cause me like a body, eh? Pressing up on.
That might be a little too delay-y, right? That might be a little too echoey. So I think it is, right? So who's good with math? What's half of 165? 82.5? Let's go 83. We'll lay it back. Let's see what 83 does for us. And I'm with Haro. Let's chill out the decay a little bit, even though we're messing with the pre-delay.
Up on you like a Roma, eh? Girl, you giving me the fever, watch me shiver, eh? Girl, your body so tempting for me, eh? Me like a body, eh? Pressing up on you like a Roma, eh? Girl, you giving me the fever, watch me shiver, eh? Girl, your body so tempting for me. Cause me like a body, eh?
I think that's pretty nice. So how do you check and see if you have a sloppy, crazy long delay? What's the ghetto trick? Hit stop and start your space bar, right? And listen to the bloom of the reverb or the decay. And if it's going on for 5 minutes, it's too long. And if it's too short, that can also be a little weird. So let's just do a bit of that.
Pressing up on you like a Roma, eh? Girl, you giving me the fever, watch me shiver, eh? Girl, your body so tempting for me.
Pretty good, right? Pretty good. And it's sort of seems like it's sort of delaying like in like a quarter note or something. And that I think is good. All right. So now the next thing we could do would be should we dial back the send a little bit? Just fine tune it, see what we like. Yeah.
Me like a body, yeah. Pressing up on you like a Roma, eh? Girl, you giving me the fever, watch me shiver, eh? Girl, your body so tempting for me. Cause me like a body, eh? Pressing up on you like a Roma, eh? Girl, you giving me the fever, watch me shiver, eh? Girl, your body so tempting for me, eh? Me like a body, eh? Pressing up on you like a Roma, eh? Girl, you giving me the fever, watch me shiver, eh? Girl, your body so tempting for me. Cause me like a body, eh? Pressing up on you like a Roma, eh? Girl, you giving me the fever, watch me shiver, eh?
Let's live with that for a minute. And now let's circle back. Let's hit save. And let's circle back. A little delay on the reverb. I like that. I agree. We'll get there. All right, but let's go back to the tone. So let's go back here. I like that idea. And we have in the land of Slate, we have 3 choices and more choices, but 3 kind of classic console choices. We have the SSL, we have the Neve, and we have the API. Does anyone does anyone have a preference of where to go? They all could work. We know that. And they all saturate a little bit. Tristan says API. Here we go. Okay. API. And also remember, these are clicky like they are in the real analog world. But if you hold down Control, they're continuously variable, which is dope. Because honestly, if anyone's ever played with the real API, sometimes you wish, right? Wasn't that was worth coming to class just for that? Anyone who played in with the API in real life, they're in 2 dB steps, which is cool. But there's sometimes when you wish you could get in between these things. Well, now it's not in your dreams. It's in real life. Same thing for frequencies. They have these fixed frequencies, which are cool. But if you hold down Control, you can make it continuously variable. How nice is that? So I guess a workflow would be pretend it doesn't exist and then fine tune it with the Control key, right? All right. So now when we're doing additive EQ, do we start from high to low, or can we just start anywhere? Yeah, start anywhere. Whatever you feel like. Should you think about a specific frequency that you think you need and start there, or should you just dial around wildly? Yeah, exactly. You don't know. All right, so here we go.
Cause me like a body, eh? Pressing up on you like a Roma, eh? Girl, you giving me the fever, watch me shiver, eh? Girl, your body so tempting for me, eh? Me like a body, eh? Pressing up on you like a Roma, eh? Girl, you giving me the fever, watch me shiver, eh? Girl, your body so tempting for me. Cause me like a body, eh? Pressing up on you like a Roma, eh? Girl, you giving me the fever, watch me shiver, eh? Girl, your body so tempting for me, eh? Me like a body, eh? Pressing up on you like a Roma, eh? Girl, you giving me the fever, watch me shiver, eh? Girl, your body so tempting for me. Cause me like a body, eh? Pressing up on you like a Roma, eh?
So we're just trying to put some top on this, on the tone. 20 felt like it missed the point. 10 wasn't making the pretty brightness. So to me, it's a 12.5 or 15 thing. Does anyone have a preference? I'll do it again. I know it's hard with the transmission to always zero in on this. I think it's a 12.5 thing. And again, notice just like all of our engineering workflow, I am exaggerating to find what I want, and then I pull it back. If you put this on 2 or half a dB and you dial around trying to find the sweet spot for the frequencies, can you find it that way? Is that going to work? No. You're not easily. No. So we exaggerate like crazy to hear the differences, and then we pull it back. That's the fast way to work, right? And accurate.
Girl, you giving me the fever, watch me shiver, eh? Girl, your body so tempting for me, eh? Me like a body, eh? Pressing up on you like a Roma, eh? Girl, you giving me the fever, watch me shiver, eh? Girl, your body so tempting for me. Cause me like a body, eh? Pressing up on you like a Roma, eh? Girl, you giving me the fever, watch me shiver, eh? Girl, your body so tempting for me, eh? Me like a body, eh? Pressing up on you like a Roma, eh? Girl, you giving me the fever, watch me shiver, eh? Girl, your body so tempting for me. Cause me like a body, eh? Pressing up on you like a Roma, eh?
Okay, I'm feeling that. Can we go for another band and see if we find some? Yes.
Girl, you giving me the fever, watch me shiver, eh? Girl, your body so tempting for me, eh? Me like a body, eh? Pressing up on you like a Roma, eh? Girl, you giving me the fever, watch me shiver, eh? Girl, your body so tempting for me. Cause me like a body, eh? Pressing up on you like a Roma, eh? Girl, you giving me the fever, watch me shiver, eh? Girl, your body
So what happens? What do we do mentally when we're sweeping around in the positive and all of a sudden we find something ugly? What do? Cut it. Right. Cut it. When we're in a boosting mentality, but when we boost something and we stumble upon something ugly, we cut it. Do we cut it here on this EQ, or do we run back to Pro Q3 and cut it after saturation and hope it works? Yeah, we cut it here because that that bunched up little congestion there or whatever is probably a result of the serial saturation from the serial compressors, right? So if I cut it before those compressors, it's not going to cut it. So yeah, I'm boosting, but it doesn't mean I can't cut a little.
It's so tempting for me, me like a body, yeah. Pressing up on you like a Roma, eh. Girl, you giving me the fever, watch me shiver, eh. Girl, your body so tempting for me. Cause me like a body, yeah. Pressing up on you like a Roma, eh. Girl, you giving me the fever, watch me shiver, eh. Girl, your body so tempting for me. Me like a body, yeah. Pressing up on you like a Roma, eh. Girl, you giving me the fever, watch me shiver, eh. Girl, your body so tempting for me. Cause me like a body, yeah. Pressing up on you like a Roma, eh. Girl, you giving me the fever, watch me shiver, eh. Girl, your body so tempting for me. Me like a body, yeah. Pressing up on you like a Roma, eh. Girl, you giving me the fever, watch me shiver, eh. Girl, your body so tempting for me. Cause me like a body, yeah. Pressing up on you like a Roma, eh. Girl, you giving me the fever, watch me shiver, eh. Girl, your body so tempting for me. Me like a body, yeah.
Right? Okay. So we're rocking. Can I play with these other two bands? Yes, we can.
Pressing up on you like a Roma, eh. Girl, you giving me the fever, watch me shiver, eh. Girl, your body so tempting for me. Cause me like a body, yeah. Pressing up on you like a Roma, eh. Girl, you giving me the fever, watch me shiver, eh. Girl, your body so tempting for me. Me like a body, yeah. Pressing up on you like a Roma, eh. Girl, you giving me the fever, watch me shiver, eh. Girl, your body so tempting for me. Cause me like a body, yeah. Pressing up on you like a Roma, eh. Girl, you giving me the fever, watch me shiver, eh. Girl, your body so tempting for me. Me like a body, yeah. Pressing up on you like a Roma, eh. Girl, you giving me the fever, watch me shiver, eh. Girl, your body so tempting for me. Cause me like a body, yeah. Pressing up on you like a Roma, eh. Girl, you giving me the fever, watch me shiver, eh. Girl, your body so tempting for me. Me like a body, yeah. Pressing up on you like a Roma, eh. Girl, you giving me the fever, watch me shiver, eh. Girl, your body so tempting for me. Cause.
And, you know, I want to boost, I always like to add some low end to vocals, female vocals and male vocals. Sometimes it's 200, 100. It's usually not 300, 400. It can actually be 500 and 600 and 700. It can be anything. But the problem here is that these low frequency and high frequencies, I think, are fixed shelves. And I don't think that there's a way to change it on the API and Slate. In the real hardware, and I could be wrong, I'll check, but in the real hardware and also in UAD, you can flick between shelf and bell. But I don't want to boost a big old shelf on there because it's going to extend lower than I want it to. So what do I do if I want to add some low end, but I don't like this knob here? What do I do? Either I got two choices. I can either add another API, and see over here is 600, 400, 200. So I could get it over here, or I could try another EQ, maybe like a Neve, and this one is also a shelf, which is problematic, but I can combine the shelf with the low cut and maybe make that shape that I want. And Neve is good for the low end. Let's just try. Let's see.
Me like a body, yeah. Pressing up on you like a Roma, eh. Girl, you giving me the fever, watch me shiver, eh. Girl, your body so tempting for me. Me like a body, yeah. Pressing up on you like a Roma, eh. Girl, you giving me the fever, watch me shiver, eh. Girl, your body so tempting for me. Cause me like a body, yeah. Pressing up on you like a Roma, eh. Girl, you giving me the fever, watch me shiver, eh. Girl, your body so tempting for me, eh. Me like a body, eh. Pressing up on you like aroma, eh. Girl, you giving me the fever, watch me shiver, eh. Girl, your body so tempting for me. Cause me like a body, eh. Pressing up on you like aroma, eh. Girl, you giving me the fever, watch me shiver, eh. Girl, your body so tempting for me, eh. Me like a body, eh. Pressing up on you like aroma, eh. Girl, you giving me the fever, watch me shiver, eh. Girl, your body so tempting for me.
Does everyone hear a little bit of the body that it gives, a little bit of the warmth in the low end? Don't be scared to add low end and low mid to vocals. A lot of people think you're supposed to cut all the low end and all the low mids off of vocals, and you end up with these very, very thin vocals. Exactly. It rounds it out. Don't be scared with your additive EQ to go for some low mids and low end. It's actually critical. Anatoly says, do you keep playing the same loop when you're tweaking your plugin? Sometimes I find myself, yeah. I do tend to focus on a loop when I'm getting my initial sounds together. But I agree with Anatoly. Sometimes if you listen to the same loop over and over again, it makes you completely mental. And you start hearing ghosts and things that don't exist. And just because you're just torturing yourself with the loop. So use the loops to get the first initial grip on things, but then jump around to keep your mind fresh. I totally agree. If you listen to the same loop for 3 hours, you're going to start making weird decisions. I totally agree. All right. Thank you for coming to class, everyone. Have a wonderful, safe rest of your day. I will see you later this week. Cheers, everyone.